The 2026 Kia K5 GT line in snow white pearl over GT line red interior. 6 different exterior colors you could pick when you go here. 2 different interior colors. Plus last year we got updates to the exterior. When you go into the GT line, you get the body kit. I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle, and we're gonna go over what you're getting as total value. This is just a touch over $30,000, and when you're going to the GT line, this is just one step up from the base trim. What you're getting is that GT line exterior package, which also carries into the GT, which is 10 grand more than this. Now, obviously, it's a completely different vehicle because the engine is completely different and the suspension is tuned to a sport tuned suspension. Here, we're getting amber daytime runnings, LED headlights with LED fog lights that you do not receive on the LSX, the glossy black on the lower, as well as the center part and integrating into that tiger nose grille that also goes into the lights, which goes into the quarter panel instead of on the top of the hood like the last generation. The styling is definitely performance driven, but it's not going to eat your pocket because what's housed underneath the hood is a 2.5 liter GDI 4-cylinder producing 191 horsepower with 181 pound-feet of torque paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Front-wheel drive, we're achieving 25 mpgs for the city, 36 mpgs for the highway with an option for an all-wheel drive system. But you can't do that if you go into the GT. And for those that want a smaller wheel, go to the LXS. You're gonna get the 16-inch. This is gonna be 18-inch wheels, which is unique to the GT line, as well as the side view mirror getting the gloss black. You have the chrome that's going to surround the top that circles around, giving a hatchback design. Now, one con right off the bat, I wish they would have optioned a hatchback. So that way you have kind of like a sport back to this and a sedan, because you do lose a little bit of headroom and you will lose a little bit of cargo capacity. That being said, dynamically speaking, it's pretty sound because it's around 3,600 pound curb weight with a McPherson strut front suspension and an independent rear suspension. So your turning radius should be good. Now, when I'm talking about this, I'm not trying to stress that it's a performance variant by all means, because it's not. But what I do like about this variant is you can option features like a pano moonroof. You can option more safety features and more interior features. You can't do that when you go to Honda. You have to go up to your base, and you can only do it more or less with the hybrid, because the turbocharged, they only have 2 options in which that's going to be less power than this. So just something to think about if you don't want a hybrid. Toyota, they're all hybrid on all 5 trims. They do offer an all-wheel drive and a front-wheel drive configuration. And if it was me, I probably would tick the box to the wolf gray exterior, but then the interior being red probably wouldn't be as settled as the white and the red. So this is going to be more that sporty style. LED taillights is standard. The lower gets the diffuser and fake quad exhaust tips. Not a huge fan of this. The fact that we're getting the performance styling and we're saving with everything else, and we're getting the best-in-class warranty, and when you're comparing this against the competition, it sits right in as a sweet spot. To me, that's more than enough reasons why I would tick the box, but let me know which way you would go in the comments. Click the subscribe, click the like, because all these clicks help with the algorithm so we can bring more reviews to the channel. 5.3 inches of clearance is what is coming with the K5 GT line. 191 horsepower. I mean, you heard the specs on the exterior. This is your daily vehicle that captures the room for the family and plenty of cargo space. When you go into the GT line opposed to the base trim, you get more standard features. And the nice thing when you're going to Kia opposed to competition, you can option features. I don't know where the auto industry thinks they're going when you can't do that on competition. For maneuverability purposes, steering is light. Everything is very tech driven, as you see. Once you hit around 45 to 46 mpgs left, or miles left I should say, it will indicate, do you want us to look for an area for you to get gas? So technology is taken care of, safety is taken care of, the ride comfort, it's good. The seats are a little bit more sporty, but you also expect that because this is the GT line. That being said, the passenger seat, because it's a manual seat adjustment, it doesn't sit quite as comfortable as the driver's seat. In the back seat, you can hear a little bit more road noise also when you start going up to higher speeds, which we have some sound deadening. We have acoustic side windows in the front windscreen. I feel that the wheel well housing is really what needs to be sealed up a little bit more so, because they put 18-inch wheels instead of the 16-inch wheels that come on the base trim. That being said, it does soak up most of the imperfections even though you're at 18-inch wheels. If it was a 17-inch wheel, I would say this is actually the best spec compared to anybody in class. Once you start going into 18-inch, you do start feeling a little bit more of the potholes in the road and imperfections and any cuts or slits. But even with an 18-inch wheel, if you have a decent amount of meat on the sidewall, it actually absorbs it pretty good. So for the most part, this will be all right, but you still want to probably slow down instead of taking potholes head on. And turn radius at more or less a stop point. It's going to get about 2 lanes. Let's rock and roll. The exhaust no filters in. You will have to change the driving mode in order for the gears to change, which is a con, but where I'm getting at with all of these details is this literally ticks the box that everyday drive, technology is taken care of, safety is taken care of, it's large in the interior, you have plenty of cargo capacity, it does lack in storage in the door card and even here in the center, but overall for a daily everyday vehicle, if you're not looking for a hybrid, this is something to take in consideration because you get the styling, but you're not sacrificing when it goes to services and you're getting the best in class for warranty opposed to the competition. I mean, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'd like to thank Regal Kia for giving us the new K5. And if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button and check out this next video right here.